super easy things that you can do to push this video to a wider audience. So take a second down below and let me know how I'm doing, and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free and it really does help me continue to make content that helps you. So thanks. The first thing you need to check is the stats window while you're live streaming. So while you're live streaming, you go into OBS, you go to view, and then you're going to go to stats, and it's bringing up this stats window right here. You can see I brought this up while I was live streaming, and it shows you the CPU usage that you have over here on the left in the top pane. You have your frames per second. The average amount of time it takes to render is going to be shown by frames drop. In this case, I had 21 frames drop from render lag and 0 frames drop from encoding lag. If this is bad for you, one of these will be in red. In the lower pane, you can see that this is the actual health of the stream from a network perspective. I have 0 drop aside. That's the 6000 that I use, plus whatever the bit rate is for the audio. So just keep in mind that the audio is generally added to the 6000 bit rate on your video. So it's not unusual for your bit rate to be a touch over 6 streaming. That's the only thing that's going to give you the information settings. Are you streaming on Wi-Fi? If so, then you can stop troubleshooting right here. Plug your machine in and try again. Wi-Fi is great for surfing the web and watching movies on your iPad, but it's not for live streaming. Here is the YouTube streaming service page, and it basically has all the information. See our encoding settings, what it's expecting from a video codec perspective, how many keyframes we should have, the audio codec, the bitrate encoding, CBR. These are things that you can check and set in your OBS so that you can make sure that you're streaming the way that YouTube wants to receive it. And if you do that, you're going to get much better results on their end without dropped frames. The same thing goes for Twitch. It's right here. This actually has specs for NVIDIA encoder and the X264 encoder. Each one of these has the kind of settings that you're going to find right in OBS, so you create everything that you could possibly need on both NVIC and X264. So if you set your settings up right, you shouldn't be dropping any frames at all when you stream to Twitch. And Facebook is no different. It gives you all the information on this page right at the resolution that you're streaming at. You can see here we've got the CBR encoder. It tells you need to be in 16:9 aspect ratio. It wants H.264, the common standard stuff. And most of your settings are already set up this way, but maybe they're not. Maybe your bit rate is too high. If you're streaming you stream it at the proper bit rate right out of OBS, your results are going to be much better. Owned is a website that offers anything a Twitch streamer could possibly want. On Own.tv, there are thousands of overlay packs with alerts and stingers built in, as well as emotes and badges. A long way towards helping me continue to make content that helps you. So thanks. Now let's get back to those dropped frames. More than likely, your problem did show up in the stats window. So the next issue is encoding or rendering frames lost in the stats window. And while this is two separate things, the contributing factors are generally exactly the same. The third thing you should check is your encoding settings. So we need to go into our settings window, and we're going to start on the output section of the settings window. And here we want to verify that we have the proper encoder selected. If you have an NVIDIA encoder, it should be NVINC. If you don't, it's probably X264. We